Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Not Your Professional Walkthrough channel. This time we're going to be taking a look at a game which I wanted to check out for a while, and it's been currently discounted on Steam, so I wanted to see what's up. I will try to leave, if I don't forget, the link to the Steam page for you in the video's description, because it does contain a demo. So if you would be interested, you can actually go and check it out for yourself. And straight out of the gates, I am gonna be pissed off about the beautiful picture here because of this. This is not an ocean fish. In fact, this is a fish that actually lives in fresh water, and I know this stuff because we used to keep fish exactly of this species in the aquarium, which my dad insisted in keeping in my room when I was a kid. So if he would probably see this, he would punch his hand through the screen or something. I'm not really sure who came up with this idea, but whatever, I'm just getting off the topic. So because lately I have had quite the stressful situation. The progress on 100 days in video games is going slowly, and I'm trying to provide at least content for the channel in the meantime, and I have been doing quite a lot of shooters as of late. I want to have something where I can go out, try to build, see how it goes, because I'm a huge fan of the Anno franchise, especially 1404 and 2070. Those are my two favorite titles. 2070 had this additional feature where you were able to set up bases under the water in order to mine diamonds and other rare resources, or produce algae, which was then used for other processing. But that was more in the late game, where you were more trying to focus just on the logistics and trying to make sure that your profits are actually in the positive and you're not spending more than you are actually making. But here, the entire focus is upon you building the society or your civilization under the water. There's a lot of potential, and I want to see if I will be able to do something with this. Now, I have played the demo in order to get at least some sort of idea of what I'm heading into, and that's why I decided to maybe check this out and actually make the purchase. So we're gonna jump into a new game and we're gonna see what awaits us, and if I have learned just about anything in that tutorial, or if I'm gonna get everyone killed, which is gonna be kind of fun underwater because the pressure is gonna squeeze everyone super tightly. So let's jump into it and have some fun. So I'm gonna go with the story mode because if there's a campaign, let's do it. And we are gonna go with, I don't know, can I change the name? You're trying to tell me I cannot change the name? Wow, okay. Let's go with noob Populous. That sounds fun. I don't think I can come up with anything that would be closer to Atlantis with the noob attached to it. So yeah, I think I'll go with this one. Now we can choose multiple banners, so you have some slight customization. I kind of like this, but even the hammerhead shark is kind of fun. We have some sort of shell. I'm not sure what that is. The trident does look quite decent. I think I'll go with this, and we can even change the color. And I really like the red one. So let's do that and see what awaits us. And we have multiple regions or biomes to choose from. So we have Muddy Sea. I don't think I will go directly for some of the more challenging scenarios. There's like a massive crater over here. Seems like some underwater volcano which erupted. Small space. Wow, this is massive. So lots of potential for building. Wow, there's actually quite a lot of scenarios. If you get like demo, you get like 3 maps, and that's it. So I think I'll go with this one in order to leave myself some sort of challenge, see if I can plan around it, and let's jump into it. Population, let's go with 2, resources high or medium, events normal, disasters normal, starting month April, sure.
We were bound for the stars, but the stars had other plans for us. Our cities were bright. We were walking in the sunlight. And then Nimrod struck. Arriving from the stars, the asteroid obliterated our world. Radiation spread, the climate changed, and sea levels increased. The oceans were our demise, but now they're a chance for survival. Beneath the waves, we will find a new home, and you will be there to build it.
So the question is, what exactly was the asteroid made out of if the radiation was increased? That to me either means that they went with some nukes, tried to blow it up, did not work, they irradiated the meteor and it fell, or who knows? Who knows? So we are gonna start by choosing an initial place where to set up camp. So we see that there is like a square pattern to us being able to construct things. I'm not really sure what's the difference as to the red and green, if that's the fertility or the fact that you will not be actually able to build there. But it seems like if even just one tile is on the surface, which is highlighted as red, you are kind of screwed. So trying to decide where to go. We can rotate the camera, worst case scenario. That might give me some different idea. But you know what? I think if we set up shop somewhere in here, it might be a decent starting point. So we can even rotate the structure. Try to make it as possibly aligned as I can. So let's put down the first structure in here. Oh my god, the whale is about to hit the submarine. Whoa. That's a big hammerhead shark. You know, someone would assume that because the radiation and everything, the life underwater would be affected as well. Because being struck by meteorite, that's an extinction tier level event. So we have our drones that are responsible for the construction.
I'm Warren Yates, Senior Executive Assistant to the Atlantis HQ Board. I'm here to make sure that this, our latest colonial attempt, goes smoothly. As you've probably noticed already, the last one didn't turn out productive. I'm pleased to see the descent has gone according to the neatly timed plan, and indeed time is of the essence, as you must surely know. I'm positive you're eager to show Atlantis HQ that they were right to put you in command. You've shown great resourcefulness, and your aptitude tests and your behavioral evaluation were perfect. Your next task is to continue spreading and strengthening the colony, and gradually work your way to research and upgrade your subsurface base.
Okay. So we have some goals. Now, we're gonna pause the game because there's a bunch of things which we need to go over. So we have credits, which is like currency for which you are capable of buying things. You have food, which you need to provide, obviously, for the people. And the variety will apparently provide the happiness and also prevent malnourishment. We have medicine. This might be a little bit higher on the tier level or the production chain in order for us to get it first. And we're gonna have basic goods like clothes, furniture, decorations, things to keep the morale up and high. We have batteries, we have sponges, and we have electricity, crude oil, because despite the fact that the Earth has been hit by asteroid, still gotta use the good old crude oil. We have fuel, which needs to be refined from the crude oil, and then we need to produce oxygen. The next thing is the residents. So we have adults, children, and families. Then we have the drones, which are our working robots. Then we have the influence points. And then we have happiness. So right now, everything seems to be fine in that department. The game can be sped up, can be slowed down. We have quite the good rotation system and control over the cameras. So we'll be able to hover over and around. And I believe there might be also like a map function if you press the M key. So you can just quickly get over to where the heck you need to. And I could have sworn I just saw like a crashed plane at the bottom of the ocean, which, okay. I think the hull would be already crushed, but that's just me. So that's it. The controls should be covered therefore. Right? Camera control, I have moved. Hold right mouse button. Hold middle, move. Yeah, okay. So now we have to open up the production. And we're gonna have our first structure. Now, we can see that this will cost us credits and sponge. So sponge is apparently used as a construction material, and sponges can be actually harvested down here. As you can see, there's quite the large amount of them. So certain structures do have a radius to them at which they are capable of operating, but some structures can be just placed whenever. Now, when it comes to placing down the structures, I have found out that certain structures have, however, efficiency in percentages, and those can be affected depending on where you place them. So if I were to put something that harvests sponges away from all these sea sponges, the production is gonna be absolutely abysmal. And I don't think the gathering place is capable of exactly farming them or planting them. That is probably gonna be down in the more advanced blueprints. So for now, we can go ahead and try to put down like the gathering place, and we can see that there's like a gate which shows us where the entry point might be. I haven't really figured out what's like the optimal distance at which you should be putting some of these structures apart from, because they're gonna have to be eventually connected through with like pipelines, and these things are gonna be able to pump out either air or pump out the crude oil to be refined into fuel. And so yeah, it's gonna be a little interesting. So let's do this. I'm gonna go ahead and smack this location or this structure into this location. We're gonna speed this up a little bit because we're gonna continue with the instructions once this is constructed. So our two people right now are here. Our drones are gonna carry out the depositing of the resources, and they're also then gonna be capable of constructing it. So we have to go all the way up to like speed 8 in order to just get this structure done. So now we have the jobs panel, and we can assign jobs to the people. So we have drones producer, tool producer, jeweler, chef, pub worker, blah, 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 blah. We can do the automatic assigning. So that's gonna prevent us from having to micromanage the population too much. But sometimes, I'm guessing in the more advanced stages, we will have to jump in and rearrange certain population settings. So this has been now constructed, and this thing is gonna start collecting different seafood depending on the season. So that's why probably the month where we started is going to be important. So find the most efficient location, then select and place sponge collection. So we are going to go with the sponge collector, and as you can see, these sponges are highlighted in blue. And here we see that the work efficiency is 125. But if I were to put it over here only, it's at 90%. Over here, it's at 80%. So depending on where we truly put this, we can have a great potential to gather a lot of resources. I'm not really sure how many structures I'm going to be permitted to construct at the start. And what I've noticed is that I have, for example, placed down like 2 oil platforms which extract oil. And like my understanding from normal RTS game is that if I were to put another building in range of this circle, which you see over here, that should have a negative effect on the performance. But when I placed the 2 oil platforms one next to another, because I found like a decent oil field, I did not really see that, but that was the case in the demo. I'm not sure how much it's gonna be affected in here, but I think this is a decent spot for the initial sponge collector. So this is where we're gonna put it. As you can see, the drones are gonna carry whatever, and we need the sponge collector because we are almost completely out of sponges. We still have batteries. Right now, these structures aren't really connected by anything, which to me is a little weird. I would assume that these things need to be connected. I know that a little bit ago I did a game in early access which had a similar topic or a focus, and you would have to shoot me. I cannot remember the name of it for the love of it right now. Hold on, let me try. The music might stop for a second, but something with the abyss. Surviving the Abyss. Yeah, but Surviving the Abyss had a bunch of issues, and because it was in early access, which this game is not in, it was just a really messy experience, and so I kind of stopped playing it. Plus then came out Resident Evil 4, I then covered the Callisto Protocol, Dead Space Remastered, and I just got like totally distracted from that title, which I wasn't really that mad about, to be honest. But I'll definitely try to return and take a look back at that title. But there is a difference, so not all structures need to be connected. Now, we are gonna have to start looking at production of the crude oil. So that's why we have the oil platform. As you can see, over here, 50% efficiency. So we will need to build 2 of these in order to have like 100% functioning structure. Not the best approach, but in this scenario here, where there is this as if red soil, we see that here we have the crude oil efficiency of 100%. And that's what I've talked about. So normally, if you were to put 2 buildings of the same kind in the same range, they might have a negative effect on one another. But over here, what I've noticed is that if I put the oil platform in here, and then I would put another one here, this should not have really like a detrimental effect. Now, the fuel refinery, we can place just about anywhere near. However, you see these as of blue dots. This indicates that these structures actually do require to be connected one to another, and therefore we're gonna have to somehow plan accordingly. I'm just not sure right now what is the grid color. If it means that the green is fertile soil, so that's where I should be planning, let's say, farming, and the gray tiles are like the place where I should put down like industry, for example, because these are the locations which are not really proficient for this, and the red tiles are where I can obtain like crude oil or maybe even some minerals later down the road. But the sponge should be actually producing. We can even increase the production, but I'm getting way too much ahead. So what I would love to do, and I have to be careful here, is that there are still resources which can be even gathered just by using like gather all the resources function. But I don't want to like destroy these resources. I want to make sure that we are going to be capable of tapping into them. So if I build the refinery over here, the benefit here is that I can build the pipeline from point A to point B, and therefore I will be able to provide fuel or crude oil to the refinery, which is then in return going to be able to provide me with fuel. I'm not really sure who exactly is the fuel for. Is the fuel for structures? Is the fuel for the drones? Is the fuel for other things which should be able to function? We're gonna have to find out. Okay, so production boost over here. We see we're being like notified that I should go for it. We see that there's one building, sponge blended drone. If I go for it, it costs me 20 credits and 10 sponge. So select and place the plastic factory on seabed. I cannot believe this. Even in this distant dystopian future where we're supposed to colonize space, we're still using plastic. So, plastic refinery. One thing which is great about some of these structures is that if you rotate them, you see that they have like similar size. So if you are really into like having grids and making things look nice, I think this game is gonna fulfill some of that for you. But I haven't had that much experience in order to tell you definitely that, yeah, you're gonna totally go full grid. Maybe you can. There is the free mode, there is the creative mode. You can just go for the sandbox. So I don't know. For me, these types of games are always something which I can just play to relax and have some fun and create something. Because trust me, I don't complain when I play Starship Troopers and I get to shoot a bunch of arachnids, but if you manage to challenge yourself and build up some system and some sort of logistics and all that, that is the challenge. That's where I get like a different type of fulfillment entirely, and it's just something that can calm me down. It's something which I like to do in order to relax. So these are the types of games which I really do enjoy. Okay, I want to do it so that the refinery or the plastic machine is over here, and therefore we can just go and connect this into like an L shape. And by doing this, I'm still gonna be able to put down the oil platform here, or hell, even here, and tap into that crude oil. What do we have over here? Harvest the design red resource, drag box around. So design red box. Yeah, so this is it. We can gather stone, iron, and plastic. And there is the resource. So if you're running short on certain things, you can gather plastic, you can gather iron. The drones are gonna go bananas. And you can also run a research. I'm gonna go mark these two places as well. And we can even mark the plastic over here. There's some sponges and some other stuff. So research, tech tree, quite extensive, right? We see that it costs a bunch of things. Usually it comes down to the credits, but these are the structures which are gonna allow you to do stuff. Tidal turbine, your basic source of energy. Oxygen generator, you're gonna need that in order to actually provide oxygen for housing. Battery factory, you're going to be able to provide batteries for either drones or who knows what. Drone factory, if you want to have multiple projects being maintained by the drones and increase their numbers, that's the thing which you need to do. So in 5 days, we're going to get this thing done. And now here comes the fun thing. Domes. So we are not actually building housing on the bottom of the ocean floor. For some reason, someone decided that building a one pier like this, and on top of it building a large structure like a large top of a mushroom is the best idea. In the ocean, where the currents can literally make things feel like they're made out of paper. If you've ever tried to swim against the current and you did not have like fins, and you even tried to pull, let's say, a boat or something in the water, it is almost impossible. So it's just fun that it like gives you a different type of perspective, or you have like a elevated platform upon which you can build your housing. So you can still maintain your production, your farming and everything down here and keep the people like above the situation. So that's kind of a fun scenario. So I can even go and put the housing over here. But if I do so, I have to keep in mind that this thing will need to be connected. And also we see that most of the entries or exits would be blocked off. So I'm not really sure how keen I am about doing this over here. If I build it over here, I lose some of the sponges. So that's why I'm actually thinking if I would gather these damn sponges, I would kind of help myself out a little bit, because then I can put the housing over here. And in here, it has the freedom to be connected to our industrial zone. And also, it will not obstruct too much of the green locations. So I want to go and clear out the sponges, which is going to beef up our numbers. Battery is holding. Food is... what do we have? Mussels, small fish. We don't have sharks, sea cucumbers, tuna, wheat, potatoes. Sea snails, we have very little. Then there are crabs. Seaweed, scallop, salmon, rice, pumpkins. Yeah. Then there's like food tier 2 and food tier of even 3. So over here, we're gonna build the dome. That's gonna cover a portion of the subsurface base. And that's gonna also just not obstruct any of these locations. So now, I'm gonna speed this up so that this thing is constructed. Low space in stock. We are quite full on plastic. I'm not sure if there's some storage silo that is gonna allow me to construct or expand the storage. But we have the Dome Builder achievement, so it's rather easy to get this one. So now we have to toggle between two views, because we have the dome view, we have the surface view. Now, we have to put down housing. So we are gonna go and we're gonna have to put down houses. Now, one thing which I love is that the basic house, if you put them from this corner to this corner, I think you can squeeze in like at least 5 of them exactly. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Research is done. We're gonna go with the oxygen generator so that this thing can actually pump out some fresh air. So the drones are gonna come in, the humans are gonna come in, they're gonna construct the houses. I'm not really sure why each adult requires one house when we're meant to have one family, but okay. So now we have to put down a tidal turbine. So this thing is going to be responsible for generating energy for us. So our basic electric grid. Now I'm thinking I can put him somewhere in here. They would actually nicely fit in. It's just gonna be weird with the pipes, because this needs to be connected with the same pipes that we use in order to pump the crude oil into the refinery, and I'm guessing that the same pipeline is used to deliver the fuel to the plastic manufacturer. I'm not sure. It's these pipelines should be somehow diversified or something. I don't know. Okay, so enough rambling, Max. Try to play the damn game. And now we have an oxygen generator structure. This thing has similar size. It does not occupy fully the same square footage. And there are a few sponges over here. So if I clear out these two, I'm gonna be capable of accommodating the oxygen generator. As you can see, the same pipeline is going to be used here. So right now we're not producing oxygen, we are producing fuel, we're producing crude oil, but the electricity is not in the surplus. So this needs to be all connected. So that's one connection. Second connection. So what do we have now that's not being done? Insufficient fuel. How is that even possible? Connect the dome, tidal turbine, oxygen generator, and fuel refinery with single pipeline system. So this pipeline will need to continue. And plug into here. But that cannot work. What I need to do now, and this is kind of idiotic, is actually connect the pipeline from point A to point B. So if I would leave some of these places open, I can still put down a structure. If I don't do it, I can really negatively affect myself. Battery factory is gonna be the next thing. And now select the leaking pipeline socket to fix it. So it seems like we have a leak in the pipeline. So once the timer goes by and I keep on pausing the damn game, everything should be a-okay. So we see that one full production at 100% should produce a certain amount of crude oil per cycle. This is going to be able to process a certain amount into the fuel. So out of 80 barrels we get 90 fuel, which is actually quite nice. And this can produce 120. So we know that one oil platform can support fuel refinery and a portion of the next refinery, but it's not exactly 1-to-1 ratio. And we also see that sponge and fuel is turned into plastic. So that's also something that comes into play, and why having sponge is gonna be important. But it seems like all of the sponges have been currently acquired. So I'm not sure if we monthly produce, monthly use. So we are actually producing surplus. That's great. Select and place a battery factory. Okay. So battery factory is a massive structure. Requires to be connected to the pipeline itself. Not really keen on building it in some of these locations, but if I put it somewhere around here, I can still have theoretically a sponge farm. So I would still be able to just go in and start collecting the sponges, but there's not that many of them. It seems like these ones are not really allowing me to gather them, so that's unfortunate. So if I can theoretically go mark these sponges to be cleared out. I know that we have currently like surplus of them, but this is gonna give me a nice place to put down the factory. It's almost the same size as the plastic refinery. Drones are gonna carry everything into the storage. We no longer have space in stock. I'm sure we will burn through some of this. I really want to remove the resources rather than just building over them. So sponge worthy achievement has been obtained. And we can make it so that the two structures are, let's say, facing with the entry points one another. Hold on, I want to check one thing. So if I go into the oil platform, I want to see how much space does it occupy, so that if I put the battery factory over there, I will still be able to put down one oil refinery or oil platform in here. Let's do this. And you see, I will be able to put this down over here. It will have reduction in proficiency just by like 3 or so %. So that's actually quite awesome still. 97% is almost 100. I know it's not exactly 100, but if I put it down over here and I just skip this obstacle, I will have even more oil to work with. But we're gonna have to keep an eye out on our capability to like produce electricity and all that jazz. So this is something that I have to keep an eye out for. It's now connected to the grid. Still just 2 residents, 12 drones. Chances are, once we build more of these structures, like the battery refinery and so on and such, our electricity production might be negatively affected by this. So you're always trying to find some sort of balance. You see, that structure has killed most of our capability to produce electricity. Hence, I'm gonna put down another tidal turbine. Now it's going to be connected to the pipelines. And so that raises the question, how much electricity does one turbine produce? 80. Okay, new people have arrived at your colony. New Atlantis HQ has sent them to assist with your daily tasks. So we're going to accept them. And because we're going to accept them, we're gonna need to build additional housing for them. Just still learning where is what. So, as I said, if I put the houses like so, you can see that 5 of them perfectly will fit, and we are already getting the notification that the people are unhappy. But there's even more things. We're gonna have to put down hospital, concert hall, university, trade company. We're gonna have cake shop, fast food, pub, sushi bar. Things to boost the morale of the population. We're gonna have decorations, so messing around with how these grids look and how you actually keep the population happy is gonna really be tricky, and with your creativity you're gonna be able to come up with some beautiful designs. So I'm quite sure everyone's gonna do 10 times better than I can. I need to build a drone factory. Now, we have to keep an eye out also on our fuel productivity. And we have that crude oil over here. So I'm trying to think. Plastics are medicine. No. Where are the plastics? 230. Monthly produce 15, monthly use 71. Yeah, I go a little hard on these things. But let's see, where is the drone stuff? Fisherman Hub is another place which you can construct. This thing is gonna allow you to gather additional resources. Then we have wreckage. So remains of old colony, it's too far gone to repair it. Salvaging is the only reasonable or rational solution. You can get iron, plastic, and stone. Now, because we are literally swimming in plastic, I don't think it's really viable for me right now, so I'm gonna skip that. Now, where in the world is the drone factory? Fishman. We have even defensive structures. Depot. Provide some storage space. Sounds like a really useful structure, which I should consider. It does not need to be connected, so that's one positive. Tidal turbine, factory, nuclear plant, solar plant, underwater solar plant, what? Sponge, plastic, oxygen, drone factory. I need to research the drone factory. So drone factory, oil Imperium combo. Can I queue up research? I apparently can. Okay, so by holding shift. Nice. So this is now being done. Once we research the drone factory, we're gonna be able to add in another thing into our grid. But here's where I'm really starting to wonder if what we are currently producing is going to be enough. The oxygen which we are producing, balance plus 78.40, production 100, requirement 2160.
Producing drones early on will greatly help with your ongoing efforts. Let's construct some and see how the AI fares in the new environment. Build a drone factory to produce drones.
No, right? We can actually squeeze the drone factory in here. And the new wave of drones has just arrived. But we see that the drone factory needs to be connected. And hence the pipeline is getting a little bit more complicated. So this is what I'm thinking. If the production facility will require fuel, we're definitely gonna need to build another refinery, and we're gonna have to put down another oil platform. I'm just trying to figure out where am I gonna put down the platform. As I said, this is 97%, which is great. Here, it would be at 100. The fact that you cannot tap into like the pre-existing grid of the pipeline kind of sucks. think I'll go for this and just plug it into the grid as such. Question is if I'm gonna then require to build some sort of passageway for my population and the fuel production. Plastic, sponge, battery factory. Yeah, you see, because there's these structures are overlapping and there's the pipeline already. It cannot be built as I would like it to. So I'd have to move it aside a little bit. Build subsurface base number 2. Is it something which I need to research? Researched. Plastic combo, drone factory, sea hunters lodge. Subsurface base over here. And that requires also plastic. Plastification. A plastic factory's proximity of drone factory gains 10% production. Okay. Sea Hunters Lodge unlocks the ability to build the central hub for our scuba hunters. Interesting. Underwater field grants you ability to build agricultural surface that produces seaweed and sea cucumber. Let's go for that so that we keep that population happy. And I see that we're gonna have to produce a tidal turbine. Not enough space over there. So we have room theoretically for 2 turbines in here. One. And this produces 80 electricity, if I'm correct. So that's gonna give us 260. Now we can see that we are producing a hell of a lot more crude oil. And optimization, upkeep, reduction by 10% for the cost and production boost. Credits and plastic. I want to get the production up there, but we're still in a hell of a surplus when it comes to crude oil. I'm not really sure if this thing is being stored somewhere or what's going on. So let's speed this up a little bit. Efficiency is 80. Production is reduced due to lack of upkeep resources from the connected pipeline. So that's, I'm guessing, due to the lack of electricity, right? So once this jumps up, we're back at 100. Nice. So to prevent this from happening anytime soon, I'll just plop down another one. So we're gonna be 140 surplus. Build subsurface base tier 2. So I'm guessing this is gonna be upgraded, but that is gonna require that research. Happiness is still somehow 100%. We have 15 drones. We have 4 residents. I'm not really sure if I need to personally queue up the production or if this is gonna just next drone production in 52 days. Oh my god, what the hell are these drones made out of? Research has been completed, so nice. I want to see this field. If a depot or warehouse is too far away from the underwater field, harvesting the field could take too long. So hold on, what? Wait, I want to see that again. Was that a depot or a gathering place which I need to construct there? And how long or how large can this thing be? I wanna... Fertility is 100%. Haha, it won't let me build it like that. 15 times 15. There's some sponges which will have to be collected probably. But I want to see what we can produce food-wise in here. Just due to the fact that I'm not really sure what our people are doing. And the Fishman hub, if I'm gonna be able to plug it somewhere nearby, that would be just awesome. This does not need to be connected to the pipeline. That's making me happy. If I build it like this, I guess I can squeeze into the corner here even another turbine. Eventually. Multicultural plant. I'm not sure what to put in here. Let's see. Add. So I have 2 crops to be produced in here. And theoretically, the depot, which was mentioned, I think if I ought to build it over here. And honestly, like, this farm can be then even probably expanded further out. One thing which I have not learned, however, is how in the world do I destroy a building? Okay, so now I've learned that. New people have arrived. Okay, I wanna... What is the size at which we can function? So now we are actually building 24 times 16. Let's increase that because we have more population. And the question is if we have decent enough housing. I don't know how to determine this. We have... Okay, so homelessness is now starting to pop up, huh? And also it's going to be possible for us to eventually connect these domes somehow if they're close to one another. So if I would build another dome somewhere around here, they should be able to connect through pipelines. So it's gonna almost look like Camino in Star Wars, or like the Gungan colonies on the Naboo in Star Wars. I don't know. Tell me another universe where you know about some sort of underwater species. Nothing is coming to my mind right now. And I know all of you love Jar Jar. So, yeah. Okay, so we have efficiency of 99%, fertility of 99%. I'm guessing that's because of like 2 squares or something over here. But that's still pretty damn awesome. Question is, how long does it take for these things to actually grow? So it seems like it's gonna grow 200 seaweed per year. And I don't know. Okay, plastic. I'm getting a crap ton of plastic. So it really seems like I can put in multiple crops. But at the end of the day, it's gonna only allow me to... You know what? We are not capable of doing seaweed. So let's do the seaweed. I'm gonna focus on the seaweed because we're able to somehow gather sea cucumbers with the foraging camp. And the storage capacity, let's increase you. And you, my dear friends, upkeep in sponge, small fish. And okay, optimization. Let's use the upkeep. Science. We have to keep doing science. Clothes shop, subsurface, raw seafood, budgeting, property tax. Okay, that's probably important. Sea Hunter's Lodge. Let's go like this. Sea Hunter's Trident combo. Who knows? Subsurface base. So this is gonna apparently take a while for it to be produced, but it's 206. So this is gonna be almost doubling our current amount. Credits are, however, low, and I'm not sure how do I ensure that they are produced in surplus. Okay, we have just been able to get the clothes shop. So to me, clothes shop means that that's something which I should be able to put down over here. Production, clothes, 175. Upkeep, credits, and electricity, 80. Holy fudge. And this thing is quite massive. So if I ought to build it somewhere, I'm trying to determine how much of a large space do I need when it comes to occupation of space by 2 houses. But if I put it into like the corner over here, that's our factory. Probably would be better to have 1 dome for housing, 1 dome for production purpose. I'm not really sure how I would feel literally putting down a house in the corner and then having the factory next to it. It does not exactly align for the squares, which is kind of what I was hoping for. So I'll put the clothes shop in here, and don't really have too many options right now to construct up there, right? So this is gonna be constructed. I have to keep an eye out on my income, but I'm guessing if I'll be able to start producing certain things for my population, that's gonna start giving them clothes, which is one of the basic goods. If they're be able to acquire that, then the chances are they're gonna be capable of being happier. And usually games like this, if you keep your population happy, that means that they earn, or you earn, more from taxing them. We've been almost here for 2 years now. I really don't know how I'm doing when it comes to food production. If the quantities which I'm producing are sufficient or not. Fuel is gonna take a hit. What is this? Stock. We are mostly sitting on a crap ton of plastic. I'm not really sure if I can sell it or something. But I can increase the inventory only a few times. Set capacity. It seems like most of this stuff is just plastic. Okay, now we have another batch. This can be a little bit better explained. I'm not really sure if I can beef up the numbers even more, but plastic, we are sitting on a crap ton of this stuff. So I'm guessing construction of another depot would not be the worst thing ever. It's not like these structures use up all the electricity or something. We're just looking if there is not a space where I can put this in. It's unfortunately not exactly the same size, so it won't fit in here. The question is if I would even try to put in the turbine, if I would be able to plug it into the grid over here. That's the fun thing. So definitely room for 2. Batteries are monthly use, monthly produce. We are not producing enough. We're gonna be losing batteries. The clothes, okay, monthly produced. Optimization. And let's boost the production. I don't mind spending these resources if that ensures that I'll be able to provide what I need. If I have 8 clothes and I have only 7 adults, that's okay. We don't have any decorations or whatnot. So, subsurface base, absolutely. Raw seafood. Property tax. So we're now researching the one thing which I need to focus upon. And I need to build the depot. Okay, it's gonna actually fit in nicely in here. No? Ah, that one tile. That one tile. Damn it. It would have fit so perfectly in there. No! No, 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 no. Trying to think. I know it's almost impossible for me, but I'm still trying. I'm gonna put down this. That's gonna help us out. We're gonna beef up the capacity which we can hold. And I'm gonna have to do something in regards to our fuel production as well. Because we are producing not enough, I believe. Optimization for upkeep. Can go and do that. Production boost for drones, sure. Cannot do too much. Optimization and production, yes. Both upgrades have been performed. Seaweed is being done, so seaweed should be jumping up in there. I'm not really sure if it's drone or who is responsible.
Your colony has been doing well, and it's probably time to start introducing more variety in the food your citizens consume. A healthy populace is a productive populace, as the marketing slogan goes. And to keep them healthy, they can't rely on a single source of low-grade food. You need more food variety.
So, just as this popped up, we got another achievement, and I think it's time for us to go for another farm. And we can do the cucumbers. Sea Hunters Lodge, center of operation for sea hunters. Produces shark meat. So, okay. I guess all those hammerheads are gonna be used up for something. And don't judge. I mean, if you eat shark every now and then, it's not gonna destroy the food chain. But if you are a knucklehead who will just literally cut off shark's fins and throw the shark's body back into water, then I think you should really do something with yourself. I know I'm talking out of my ass because the people who do this stuff don't have other options of employment. So it's not like they can just start home office and work for some corporate out of God knows where. But yeah, it's a whole lot of things which can be discussed about that. Somehow I ran out of plastic. I'm not sure how, but somehow I did. So I'll boost the production of the facility. And is there plastic in here? I'm not sure right now. This is just stone. I don't want to just send out the drones to collect whatever. But hell, if I find plastic, I'll go after it. Right now, a little bit desperate. Massive structures. Resources, plastic, iron, furniture even. Wow. Seaweed and other stuff. The nearest depot warehouse is too far away. They're able to go after the plastic still, however. There's stone. There's plastic over there. So how much would I require for... Okay, let's gather the sponge, because that's gonna obstruct my farm. And once again, I see that there's like one gray tile. But once again, if I'm gonna construct it like this, we have 99% efficiency. Farm the same size, 24 times 15. And we're gonna go for the sea cucumber. And I want to put down the hunter's lodge. But I'm not sure if this is gonna be affected by that structure. Okay, maniculture. Let's go for cucumber. Therefore, we're gonna have seaweed, cucumber, small fish, mussels. So that's 4 sources. Okay, hold on. Shark, 150. Construction cost. Operated by drone, sea hunter drone. Center of operations, sea hunters. Produces shark meat. That's the thing. I don't know if this needs to be in the range of this structure, or if I can just like go out and build it in here. That is, if I would have the place, sorry, or space for it. Now, theoretically, if I demolish the pipeline and build it one tile next to it, I will actually fit the structure in here. So we still have surplus of electricity. So humor me. And the pipeline. I think the pipelines are gonna be the biggest struggle for me right now. But with more experience, quite sure we will manage. How are we looking out here? Any new structures? No. Recreation banner. I'm not really sure how much that would do right now. And turn on the mini map. Even put it into the top corner so that it's not really obstructing my view. Man, it takes forever for the seaweed to get done. We're gonna need a whole lot of agriculture. I can tell you that right now. Right now. Monthly production 82, monthly used not that much. Clothes are okay. Medicine okay. Food excellent of excellent variation of tier 1. Okay, let's see. 9 days, yes. Energy production. Sure. Let's go for all of these. Spend those credits since I have them. While I have them, because once I screw up, Worker slot +1. Efficiency 87. We need more fuel. Optimization, upkeep. Okay, that has actually helped quite a lot. We can expand. Production boost. We need more plastic. Battery factory can have... We're gonna have to do something with our plastic production. I feel like we're absolutely struggling here when it comes to the plastics. I can't believe I'm saying that, but we need more plastic in the ocean. No! What have I become? I'm trying to figure out where to cram the structure. I don't want to utilize the tiles for farming or where the oil can be accumulated. Iron can be gathered in here. So let's get rid of it, because this seems like a great spot. There's some sponges in here. I need more plastic in order to do stuff, but the plastic is not coming in fast enough. And we're gonna have to start getting tools if I want to mess around with more advanced blueprints. I'm not sure if the pipeline is gonna be capable of being squeezed in through here. If it would be, that would be just awesome. Because then I can really like cram it over here. Fuel refinery. Plastics. I think I'm gonna go for it. Don't judge me. I'm sure this is some futuristic, biodegradable plastic which does not have a super negative effect on the environment itself. Considering the fact that the pipeline requires plastic itself, that's gonna be a problem. Okay, but we're gonna be able to actually utilize the pipeline in here. Voila. So, production boost. And now I'm thinking about the second sponge facility. So progress means more use of resources. 117. Let's put you... 118 is the maximum. More population. Does that mean we can go tier house? Tier 2? I'm not sure if that resolves the housing crisis or if the new population will seriously require more housing, but industrial or industrious achievement has been just obtained. So that's nice. No, the clothes is still the only thing which I'm capable of doing, huh? Inventory space. Let's upgrade it, beef it up. Batteries are holding. Oxygen is now fluctuating. Production boost has gone up, but we're gonna have to... If I would be able to cram in 2 of these structures over here, really hate the fact that there's not a relocation button. And I don't know what would happen if I would suddenly cancel or destroy this building. Like, how long would it take for my population to suffocate with the lack of oxygen? Oxygen. It's too big, man. That's what she said. 2 of them would fit in here quite nicely. The fact is that I'm still utilizing the green is what's, however, bothering me. Okay, oxygen can be placed in here. Question is if I ought to put the oxygen generator in this location, if I will actually be able to connect to the existing pipeline, because the issue which I've noticed is that apparently only one point of through which the pipeline can be connected to a building. Once that is established, you are kind of screwed. So if I were to delete this, then I can reestablish the circle of the blue dots and reconnect the structure through some other point. The fact that I can cram in an oxygen generator in here is absolutely fantastic, but because I have the depot in here, I would not be able to put the pipeline around and connect it like so. And thus, constructing it over there is absolutely pointless. So that's why I'm wondering about if I were to build 2 of these suckers in here, if that would somehow help me out. Upkeep is nice, but this is producing 120. We can upgrade the production, but that would again suck my plastic production, and I don't want to do that right now. We have 22 drones, and drone producer 1, idle workers 8. What the I hope that you're joking. Drones are much more utilized than humans. Okay. I need to figure out a good place for the oxygen generator so it can be actually connected to the pre-existing pipeline. I'm still returning to the concept of doing this, but I hope this is not gonna backfire. So now we are in some serious pickle, because if this backfires, which it totally can, then I'm not gonna have a good time. So the 2 of them can be connected like this or facing one another. Oh, this one is already like plugged in. Nice. So let's see. Low number of idle drones. Right now my focus is on constructing these 2 buildings ASAP. Otherwise, if I just kill everyone, and like I said, I have 0 idea how long does it take for them to die. That would be most unfortunate. So this structure is back up and running. The second oxygen generator, however, is kind of not. So I was able to survive this stunt, but I would not recommend it to anyone because, Well, I'm an idiot. What can I tell you? Building another farm over there would be nice. But the problem is the monocultures, which we have access to. There's just 2. Okay, maintaining the pipelines should be a job for the drones, not for me. Let's go with optimization, therefore we reduce the amount of cost or / upkeep. I don't care that I'm using right now the actual plastic because we have it. But I'm thinking if I ought to clear this and build a farm in here. How's our food looking? I think I'm gonna go with more cucumbers just due to the fact that they take longer to grow. $16 times 24. We don't have what exactly, because I see that we have credits. And it's placed on the fertile soil. Is it the fact that they're like overlapping? Probably so. 17 times 23. Let's do it. So, cucumber. Just so that we have those provisions. And how the heck do I build expedition house tier 2? Because I have researched that sucker.
Good day, Sea Mayor. You seem to have a firm grasp on handling food requirements of your citizens, so it's time to start thinking in advance. Your citizens, besides food naturally, also require some basic goods. They will start looking and then demanding to have those needs met. Clothes, furniture, and decoration are what they are after. Keep in mind, though, as is the case with food, that your citizens will be content with just one of the 3 first. But as time goes on, they will also want more variety. If you don't meet their demands, they will slowly but surely start leaving for other colonies. Keep an eye out on what your citizens think of the supply of basic goods by hovering the cursor over the basic goods status.
Basic goods. I'm hovering over it, but it's luxury items. Low number of idle drones. Yeah, I require more drones. Great. Can you speed up the production? It produces 6 drones per year. Oh my god. Those are some terrible numbers. Seriously, how the hell do I get the subsurface base tier 2? Build expedition house 2. It has to be something which I have not researched, which just reminds me I have probably not been running research for a while. Expedition house. What? Decorative plants. 1, 2, 3. Everything else is researched, right? Subsurface base 2. Build an expedition house. Huh? Production boost. Building radius. I would love it if I can relocate some of these structures. 113, 118. Sea cucumber, 223, 200 something. That's all good. I think I'll build just more of the depots up here. Because I can squeeze them in. Crap, this one won't fit. Damn it. If it would only fit, that would be so nice. Won't fit in here because of that little corner over there. Electricity, fuel. Yeah, the drone factory sure could use another drone factory. Question is, how much would that affect our... Yeah, we need to do something with our battery production. I have apparently not done anything to boost its production capabilities. So we're gonna see now how this is gonna affect things, if we're gonna be able to produce more batteries. The thing is, there's like not a recharging station, so I'm not really sure what to think of this. And basic decorations. Dome environmental points would go down. Building overview, residence. Sponge collector, dome buildings, production, expedition house. I'm wondering if it's hotel, house. Expedition house. Got another achievement, sponge-worthy tier 2. Trade port, expedition house, son of a biscuit. The office that explores our surroundings and governs expedition units. Okay, so obviously, we have to research it probably in order for me to get the expedition house. But that's gonna take a while, so I think I'll cut off the episode over here. It's been kind of fun for me, anyhow, to change things up from your common shooters. And so if you want to know what the channel is gonna be up to and when I will publish the next episode for this, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And if you want to let me know what games you're playing, or if there are some titles which you would want me to take a look at, let me know through the comment section. I'll be more than happy to look into it. And as per usual, thank you all for being patient and enjoying the content, and just joining the channel means a lot to me. And I will see you all at the next one. Thank you, and bye-bye for now.